Hello guys, welcome on Tesla Adventures. In this video, we'll discuss the rotational motion about an fixed axis. In the previous videos of torque, we have already discussed the condition of rotational and translational equilibrium. Now we are discussing that a body, when it is rotating about some axis, then how do we write the equation of the torque? So first of all, let's suppose there is a body which is rotating about any hinge and about any axis which is passing through this hinge. Now I hinge is the moment of inertia of that body about an axis which is passing through that hinge, and tau external is the resultant external torque acting on that body about this axis of rotation, and alpha is the angular acceleration of the body. So in the same way in which we write F is equal to ma, F net is equal to ma, in the same way we can write tau net is equal to I alpha, where tau is the replacement of force, I moment of inertia is the replacement of mass, and alpha is the replacement of acceleration. It is very important to note that this moment of inertia should be about the axis of rotation, and this torque should also be about the same axis of rotation about which moment of inertia is being calculated. We also will study about the rotational kinetic energy, which is written as half I omega square, because in translational motion this rotational kinetic energy is half m v square. So in place of m there is moment of inertia, and in place of v there is omega, angular velocity. Now this momentum p is equal to m into vcm, where p is the momentum of the system, m is the mass of the system, and vcm is the velocity of the center of mass of the system. Now this external force F external is equal to m into acm, where m is the mass of the system and acm is the acceleration of the center of mass of the system. Now if this external force has two components, one is radial, and radial is centripetal, and other one is tangential, then this centripetal force would be written as mac, where ac is the centripetal acceleration. So this is m into v square by rcm, where rcm is the distance of center of mass from the axis of rotation. And also in the case of tangential force, it is written as F is equal to m into a tangential, where a tangential is r alpha, and alpha is the angular acceleration. Again, r is the distance of center of mass from the axis of rotation. Now we'll discuss some numericals which are based on the rotation about an fixed axis. In this question, you can see that there is a uniform circular disc of mass 1.5 kg and its radius is 0.5 meter. So it is initially kept at rest on a horizontal frictionless surface, and there are three forces of equal magnitude F, which is equal to 0.5, which are applied simultaneously on this disc as shown in the figure. Now 1 second later of applying the forces, we have to find out the angular speed of this disc in radians per second. So first of all, we know that we have to calculate the torque due to these forces. So we can understand that the torque of these forces would rotate this disc in same sense. So we can find out the torque of each of them, and we can add up them. Now we can easily see that the torque would be calculated about the axis of rotation, and the axis of rotation is this one, passing through this point and perpendicular to this plane. So the torque of any one of the force is equal to the torque of other forces. So the torque would be, let's suppose this distance is x, this is x. So the torque of any one force will be equal to F into x. So this x is the perpendicular distance from the line of action of F. Now we know that this is radius r, radius is the radius of the disk, and this angle is equal to 60 degree. Okay, in equilateral triangle this angle is 60 degree and this is 30. So this x would be equal to r cos 60, and obviously this r is given as 0.5, so this is 1 by 2 and cos 60 is also 1 by 2, so x is 1 by 4. So the torque of any one force is F into x, and the value of F is given as 0.5. So F into x would be equal to 1 by 2 into 1 by 4, and that would be equal to 1 by 8. Now the total torque would be equal to thrice of the torque of any one force. So the total torque would be equal to 3 by 8, and unit would be Newton meter. Now this torque 3 by 8 would be, total torque would be equal to I alpha, where I is the moment of inertia of this disk about the center. So 3 by 8 is equal to I is m r square by 2. We know the formula of moment of inertia of the disk. It is mr square by 2 and into alpha. So this is 3 by 8, and the mass is given as 3 by 2, and the radius is given as 1 by 2, so this is 1 by 2 whole square divided by 2 and into alpha. So you can see that 3 is being cancelled with 3 and alpha would be equal to 2. So this is the angular acceleration. Now we have to find out the angular speed. So we know that we have to find out the angular speed after 1 second. So we know the formula that omega 2 is equal to omega 1 plus alpha t. So omega 2 is equal to omega 1 is 0 and alpha is 2 and t is 1. So omega 2 is 2 radians per second. So after 1 second, the angular speed of this disk would be 2 radians per second. Now let's move on the next question. In this question, you can see that there is a cylinder, hollow cylinder, whose radius is r and whose mass is m. This cylinder is hinged from its center and it is free to rotate about this axis. Now there is a string which is wounded over the cylinder, and this string is connected to a mass of block of mass m. Now we are releasing this system from rest, and we have to find out the acceleration of this block on release. So first of all, we know that the mg of the block would be acting in the downward direction. This is mg, and the tension would be acting in the upward direction. Now this tension would also be acting on this rope in the downward direction, and therefore you can see that, let's suppose acceleration of this mass is in the downward direction and it is a. So I am writing the equation of this mass, that mg minus t will be equal to ma. This is the first equation. Now we know that this cylinder would rotate like that, and therefore its angular acceleration is assumed to be alpha, and this point would be moving in the downward direction with the same acceleration a, due to the fact that this is a straight taunted rope, and on a taunted rope, if 2 points are moving, then their accelerations would be same. So we can say that a would also be equal to r alpha. This is equation number 2. And now when we write the equation of the torque, then we can say that this tension is producing the torque to rotate this cylinder, and therefore torque of this tension is T into R, and that is equal to I alpha. So T into R is equal to I, where I is moment of inertia of the cylinder about this axis, and that is equal to mr square because cylinder is hollow, and alpha is equal to A by R. So cancelling this R with R. So T is equal to ma. This is the third equation. Now if we substitute the third equation in equation number 1, then we can say that it is mg minus ma is equal to, this is ma, and therefore A is equal to g by 2. So this is the acceleration of this mass. So the correct answer would be option number 2. Now let's move on the next question. In this question, it is given that this pulley is having the moment of inertia of I about this axis, and its radius is r, and these two masses are m1 and m2, which are held on this pulley by a string. This system is released from rest, and we have to find out the acceleration of these masses, assuming that this string would not slip over the rope, over the pulley, and it would rotate the pulley. So let us assume that this m1 is heavier, and therefore it is going downwards by an acceleration of a, and this m2 is going upwards by an acceleration of a, and therefore this pulley would be rotating like that with an angular acceleration of alpha. So the equation would be m1g minus the tension is T1 in this string and T2 in this string. You have to note a very important thing, that when this pulley is rotating, then the tension in both sides of the rope is different, because this pulley is rotating due to the fact that this string is applying some friction on this pulley, and therefore the tension on the both sides would be different because there is some friction present in between these two sides. So this is m1g minus T1 is equal to m1a. This is the first equation, and for that m2, this is T2 minus m2g is equal to m2a. This is the second equation. And for torque, we can write down that the torque of T1 would be greater than the torque of T2, because this pulley is rotating in anti-clockwise sense. So the torque of T1 would be T1 into R minus torque of T2 would be T2 into R, and that would be equal to I alpha. So you can also see that alpha is equal to A by R, because this pulley is rotating with an angular acceleration of alpha, and this point, which is at a distance of r from the center of the pulley, is moving downwards with an acceleration of a. So this alpha would be related to a by this equation. Now you can substitute this alpha and in this equation, and you can find out the refined equation. So it would be T1 minus T2 into R will be equal to I, and alpha is A by R. So T1 minus T2 will be equal to I A by R square. Now you can add up all these three equations, equation 1, equation 2 and equation 3. So it would cancel out T1, T2, and this would be m1g minus, I'm writing it down as that we are adding 1, 2 and 3. So this is m1g minus m2g, and that is equal to m1 plus m2 plus I upon r square into a. So a will be equal to m1 minus m2 g upon m1 plus m2 plus I upon r square. So this is the acceleration of these pulleys. Now you can substitute this value of acceleration in any of the equation, and you can also find out the tensions. Thank you. Now let's move on the next question. In this question, you can see that there is a pulley which is initially rotating with an angular velocity of omega naught, and it is wrapping up the string, and therefore this block would be moving in the upward direction with some acceleration, in fact with some velocity. But this mg sine theta acting on the block would be retarding this block, and therefore this pulley would be retarding, and eventually this pulley would stop. So we have to find out the distance moved by this block up the inclined plane before coming to rest. So let us first of all see that as this block is retarding, so its acceleration would be in downward direction, but its velocity is in upward direction. So the equation of the block would be mg sine theta minus t will be equal to ma. This is the first equation. And the equation of torque for the pulley would be T into R will be equal to I alpha, where alpha is equal to A by R. So this is T into R is equal to I A by R. Now we have to find out A. So we can see that this tension is equal to T is equal to I A by R square. So substituting this value of T in equation number 1, so this is mg sine theta is equal to A m plus I by R square. So A is equal to mg sine theta upon m plus I upon R square. This is the value of acceleration A. Now we have to find out the distance by which this block will move before coming to rest. You can see that initially the initial velocity of the block is equal to omega naught into r, which is, you can see that. Now this is the initial velocity. Now final velocity of the block is 0. Final velocity is 0. Obviously it is coming to rest. So using the equation v square is equal to u square plus 2s. So v0, u is omega naught into r, and obviously this is block is retarding, so this is minus 2 into a is mg sine theta upon m plus I by r square into s. So s is equal to omega naught square r square into m plus I by r square divided by 2 mg sine theta. So this is the distance moved by this block before coming to rest. Thank you. In this question, there is a uniform rod of mass 20 kg and length 1.6 meters. It is pivoted from this point and it swings freely in the vertical plane. Now the angular acceleration of this rod just after the rod is released from the rest would be. So let us find out this angular acceleration. We know that the center of mass would be situated at a distance of 0.8 meters and mg would be acting like that, where mg is equal to 200 newtons and alpha would be like that. So the torque would be mg into 0.8 and that would be equal to I alpha. So mg is 200 into 0.8 and the moment of inertia of this rod about this corner would be ml square by 3 into alpha. We need to find out this alpha. So this is 160 is equal to m is 20, l is 1.6, so this is 1.6 square divided by 3 into alpha. So this 160 is equal to 32 into 1.6 divided by 3 alpha. So cancelling out this 1.6 with 160, and this is 100, and cancelling this with 4, so this is 25 and this is 8. So alpha will be equal to 75 by 8. So you can see that let us check the first option. This is 15 by 16 into G, which is 10. So this is cancelling with 2. This is 5 and this is 8. So this is 75 by 8. So the correct answer would be option number A. Now let's move on the next question.